Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Talking little Scream 8 updates, talking a little horror, talking some crazy Ghostface action. So, if you haven't been here before, please like the stream, please subscribe to the page. I would greatly appreciate you all for that fun stuff. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We're live a little earlier than usual. Usually we go live at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We are live at 5 today. A couple reasons for that. Number one, we are going to be live with the Lethal Collective over on the Nightwatch Zones page in 2 hours time here. So please go check that out later on tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. Really excited for that. Number two, I really would like to start streaming at 5 o'clock. I realized recently that I've been doing a lot of research on sleep. I don't get good sleep. And I'm realizing a big part of that is I get done with my workday now at 10 p.m. That's when I stop working, and then I take a couple hours to watch something, unwind, relax, as all people need to do. Now, if there's a possibility where my workday can be done at 7 o'clock and I can have a few hours to unwind then, get to bed a little earlier, I think I'll actually get some better sleep. I wake up at 6 o'clock every single morning. I go to bed at midnight every single night. That's just not... I'm realizing that's incredibly unhealthy, and it's something I need to change about myself. So we're trying to make some things a little better in the health department. So we're going live at 5 now. And hopefully that's not too crazy of a change. I also know that some of our friends over in the UK, typically it is midnight when I start these streams. So now it's 10 o'clock your time. Maybe that's not too crazy. Maybe more friends from the UK can join us in the future. Just the thoughts. So hopefully 5 o'clock isn't too crazy of a change. It would help me out quite a bit, so I'm able to get to bed a little sooner. But we're still going to be talking horror. That's the most important thing. And Scream 8, we have some fun updates, some fun things to get into today. Things that may or may not be happening, though. Some questionable updates that I am questioning the validity of. So, let's talk a little bit about it tonight. Let's get into it. Who's hanging out with us? We have, Jacob Pacewells, who's saying, hey, what's up, Jake? What's up, Jacob? I love your name, my dude. I believe that Scream 7 only exists to make us Stu believers have more faith in him coming back, because why else would anyone besides Stu care about his house burned down? I mean, you know, it's a possibility. It's not out of the realm of possibilities that he could come back still, I think, and I think that we got to just keep the hope alive. If the franchise is all about, you know, legacy now and nostalgia, you would hope that they would reward the fans who want to see just that in the franchise, if that's what they're going to do moving forward and nothing else. But we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening, my friend. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I greatly appreciate you. Magnificent Logo's also here saying, hi, Jake. What's up? What's up? That logo's magnificent. It's a fucking dog. I love it. Sweaty Spidey. What's up? What's up, my dude? Saying, Stu lives, baby. We ain't done. Hey, it can still happen. Keep the hashtag alive. Keep putting it out there. Anything is possible. We were robbed in the last movie, damn it. I want that Stu train to be chugging along. Keep throwing coal into the goddamn engine. Make it happen, baby. So hopefully it does, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Erica Stabs for likes. Thank you for modding tonight. Thank you for being a channel member. I greatly appreciate you. What's up? What's up? Hopefully I'm not going live too early. But I do appreciate you for being with us, Erica. Thank you again. We all need our sleep. Yes, it's crazy. I went to bed Saturday night at like 8:30, and I woke up and I felt like, I feel like $1 million. I need to start going. If I go to bed earlier and I actually get 8 hours of sleep, I feel good. I don't feel exhausted. It's nuts. So I'm like, I gotta work on my sleep. That's a very big part of health. You know, I've been really working on my my diet and working out a little more. Like, that's been a big thing. But the sleep has always been kind of tough, especially with when I go live. And I wake up super early. Me and my fiance, we have completely different schedules. Like, she goes to work super early. I don't finish until super late. So during the week, we hardly even see each other. So if I can go live at like 5 to 7, maybe 5 to 8, you know, that could work a little better. That could work a little better. So hopefully we can make that happen. That would be great if we can start doing 5 o'clock streams. So I have a little bit of, so her and I can actually see each other during the week too. That would be nice. That's another big part of this. But health, a big part of health is sleep. Sleep has been a big thing that I've been reading up about, and I'm like, man, I gotta start getting an actual 8 hours, not like 5 or 6, which I've been basically doing that since I moved into this apartment, is 5 or 6 hours a night, and that is it's no wonder I look in the mirror and I have these bags under my eyes, right? So, Peyton, thank you so much for hanging out with us too, dude. I appreciate you being a member. What's up? What's up? JJ's with us saying, I'm single and ready to mingle. I'm always down for some mingling. What's up, JJ? How we doing? Whew. Faith Dorn is saying, hey, Jake, Erica, and chat. Hope everybody is having a great Monday. Same to you, Faith. Happy Monday, everybody. I hope you made it through your work day already and it wasn't too nasty. Wasn't too bad. Keeping my fingers crossed on that, of course. But thanks for being with us, everybody. Thank you, thank you. Hopefully your Monday was not too disgusting. Mondays tend to be pretty awful. Blood popcorn, just like blood in the popcorn, or popcorn made with blood? I have a lot of questions. What's up, my friend? What's up, brother Jake? For the next Ghostface, I'm down. Sign me up. Where do I'll write my name in blood and eat some blood popcorn at the same time. Let's make it happen. I'm so down. That would be insane. Peyton Ruark, thank you for the 5. Really appreciate the support of the page. You're kicking off our super chat goal too, which is fucking dope. You're saying, wow, early stream now. When I get out of school, I can immediately watch streams. Scream 7 made 200 mil. I saw it for the 10th and final time tomorrow. I'm watching. You're watching it 20 times. You're watching 20 times. 10 times in theaters, 10 more times on digital. Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, so we're gonna hopefully start streaming at like from 5 to 7, maybe 5 to 8 if we do games. So that's gonna be kind of the goal. Tonight, no games again tonight. I know. Everyone loves games, but we're not doing games tonight. We will be doing games tomorrow though, and I have an interesting idea of something we can play. That's all. It's a surprise, so I don't want to say what, but tomorrow is gonna be themed off of something big that's happening. But yeah, Scream 7, so we have a ton of Scream updates. One of the most exciting is that the film has crossed 200 million. If I'm not mistaken, last I checked, it was sitting at $204 million box office, which is pretty dope. A lot of people are saying a lot of different things. You can, like, why did this movie make 200 million? A lot of people are saying this and that. The marketing campaign, dude. I covered the marketing campaign for Scream 5. I covered the marketing campaign for Scream 6. They were both very good, very fun. Nothing was more intensive than the Scream 7 marketing campaign. Nothing. No marketing campaign I have ever seen for a horror movie was more intensive, treating it like it was content more than any other marketing campaign in the history of horror. I mean, truthfully, I have never seen so much marketing come out for a film ever. There was 50,000 TV spots, 5 or 6 teasers, a handful of trailers, so much. And outside of that, I mean, just a million different things to talk about every single day, 2 months before its release. If you didn't know Scream 7 was happening, you were living under a rock. It was the best marketing campaign, I think, ever, simply because of the quantity of stuff that was coming out. There was also controversy in the marketing campaign, which again leads to people talking about it. And like I was saying, like I've been saying for years now on this page, there is no such thing as bad press. Some of you guys like to disagree with me on that, but the proof is in the pudding with Scream 7. No such thing as bad press. If people are talking about your thing, people are going to show up. That's why we got over $200 million on this bad boy. I also think about Smile. Smile's another good example of, just a lot of press, a lot of people talking about your movie. Maybe not controversy, so to say, but if we look at the Smile marketing campaign, they did a ton of stunts everywhere. They had the creepy people smiling in the stands of baseball games. Shit that went viral and was on everybody's feed right before that movie came out. A lot of the same stuff happened with Scream 7, except there was a lot of controversial stuff. Again, stuff that maybe you agree with, maybe you don't agree with, but they were partnering with some sketchy brands, Meta AI, Kalshi, which is like legal gambling that, I don't know how I feel about that, right? It's weird stuff. So it's just one of those things where people were talking about it, people were going to show up. That's just how it goes. And I think this is just a ultimate example of a marketing campaign where just people had to be talking about it, so people were going to show up. That's just how you do it, man. That's how you do it. There's no such thing as bad press. I believe that through and through. Scream 7, just another solid example of that. So I think that if I said this in my most recent update video, but if I've learned anything from Scream 7, it's that if you just if you have an IP where there's a built-in fan base like Scream, people are going to show up if you just tell them about it. And you keep telling them about it every single day for months before its release. Of course, that's going to happen with this. It's no surprise this movie made $200 million. So it's a really fascinating thing though. To me, it's really fascinating with Scream. And I know some people, you know, we have to celebrate horror when it makes a lot of money like this. This rarely happens. This is a very big deal that Scream 7 passed $200 million. When that happens, we have to celebrate it. It says that the horror genre is thriving. And I really hope that more movies make $200 million in the future. You know, that's the big thing I'm looking at, is because this movie made so much money, that weird horror flick that might just get past, you know, whatever, it might get greenlit now because the studio's looking at horror and they're like, well, it's really popular right now. You know, we're kind of in this renaissance of horror for the last couple of years. Scream 7 making $200 million is a very big deal. Studios are going to look at that and say, okay, well, maybe we'll greenlight this other weird horror project. You know what I mean? That's the good news from all of this, is how I see it. And also, of course, the Scream franchise will continue to rage on moving forward. Now the question is, who's going to do the next one? You know, that's the big question at the moment. And we'll get into that in a sec. I do want to say hi to a few more folks, and then we'll get into some more crazy conversation. Peyton, thank you for the 5, though. I greatly appreciate it. And also, I believe the film is out on digital tomorrow. So you'll be able to rent it tomorrow. From what we know, too, it should be going to Paramount Plus in about a month. So if you don't want to dish out, you know, the money to rent it, it'll be on Paramount Plus in a little less than a month. YB Coraline is saying, hi, everyone. What's up? What's up? Welcome in. Erica is saying, I'm off at 5 and working from home, so it doesn't bother me. Rock on. Once I'm back in my office, though, I may not be able to be here till 6 fully. I could do 6 o'clock. I could do like a 6 to 8 stream, maybe. That could be fun. Big Briscoe is saying 8 hours is a little too much. I need 8 hours of sleep. I don't know about you, but like I don't function correctly if I don't get my sleep in. I get all cranky and just longing for my bed. And when you work from home, you're just like, it's right there. I can lay down for a minute and then you pass out and then you're like, well, it's been 3 hours. Fuck. So that's I can't complain though. I can't complain. Taurus is saying they didn't call me to direct, shaking my head. You know, you never, Scream 8's happening, dude. So you never know. The possibility is still there. Sorry, I'm cursed, just hanging out with us. What's up, dude? Welcome in. I'm sorry that you're cursed. That's no fun. It's never a good time. I hope the 8th film will bring back Stu. It's a possibility. You know, you never know. I think that was another reason for, you know, Scream's success here. A lot of people really thought this was going to be the one to do it. Stu Macher being alive and well, running around using his electricity powers that shoot out of his fingers, you know? Felt like a big old trick, big old nasty trick. Eric is saying, if I saw creepy people smiling anywhere out in the wild, I'd freak out. That one video from the Smile marketing campaign is the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. There's a lady sitting right next to this person, and she is so concerned. She's just like looking at the camera like, what is going on? What has happened? I'm terrified, you know? And it's so funny. I think that adds to the virality of it, is like just the situation itself is just so damn funny. It's creepy, you know, it's a creepy thing. It's nothing you haven't seen before, but like that poor lady is so terrified of whatever the hell is going on. I love that. It's awesome stuff. YB is saying, I saw your video on the new Scream writers. Do you personally believe the rumors? I don't. I genuinely don't. I think these people would be interesting choices for sure. You know, I even said it in my video. It's Women's History Month, baby. Hell yeah. And I think it would be great if female writers tackled this franchise. I've been talking for a while about, you know, wanting a new perspective from Scream, and this would be exactly that. I just want to see something else come from Scream. And frankly, you know, I think that would be a really interesting direction. They're on a bit of a, you know, they're going through a rough time right now. Everything going on with the Buffy pilot, major suckage. It really bums me out. I know a lot of fans were really excited for this too, and now Hulu has not picked up the show. A lot of fans are speculating that the pilot sucked, from directed by Chloe Zhao, written by the Zuckermans. But I don't know. It's still one of those things where I'm like, I just at least want to see it. I still at least want to check it out and see what it's all about. I haven't even seen Buffy, but I feel for the Buffy fans right now. I'm seeing everybody talk about it online, and I feel bad. That sucks. You know, it sucks being like robbed of your legacy thing. You know, I understand. I get it. So it's a major bummer. So I would like to see someone like that. I feel like is a good choice. Someone who would bring something new to this series that we haven't seen before. That's personally what I want. Someone who, you know, wants a shot, maybe a crack at film, where they've only ever really written for TV for the majority of their career. I thought that was interesting. They've been a part of a ton of different shows where I feel like the characters, especially, at least from what I had seen of theirs, were very well written. And that's something that I feel like Scream 7, at least for me, didn't really hit on, is characterization. And I would want whatever comes next from Scream to have some strong characters, whether that be new people or if we're continuing the story of the legacy characters, strengthening that and giving us an actual, you know, new story to chew on that's maybe a little stronger than this previous entry. So that's interesting to me. Again, character work is definitely something I want to see improved moving into the future. So that I'm interested in. I'm interested in that. Freddie Guevara is saying, Jake, just letting you know that Scream 8 won't come out until next year. I mean, if they're not even, yeah, yes. Nothing is concrete about Scream 8 at the moment. We don't have a director. We don't have a writer. It's all kind of smoke and mirrors at the moment. But yeah, there's no way it comes out this year. There's absolutely no way in hell. We would do 2 Scream movies in the same year. I also think, you know, I don't understand the mentality of rushing out Scream movies in particular. You know, it's one thing to do like a typical slasher franchise where like maybe like a Friday the 13th, a Nightmare on Elm Street, where like the minutia isn't really that complicated. It's just kind of Freddy is going after a new group of teenagers who are having nightmares, or Jason is going after a new group of camp counselors, you know, and wants to split them apart in half or whatever. With Scream, you got to build a whole murder mystery. I mean, you got to read some Agatha Christie novels. You got to figure out what the hell, you know, I don't think we should pump out Scream movies every single year. I think it should be like a 2-3 year wait to figure out the whole minutia of the murder mystery. That's a very delicate process that you got to take your time to figure out. I don't understand the mentality of, like, this is not a franchise where you can just rush it one out every single year. That's not how this franchise works. It's a little, and that's not to say that Scream is better than those other franchises. I just think it's a little more complex. That doesn't mean, again, I don't think that means better. I think that just means there's more that goes into a Scream movie than maybe something like a Friday the 13th. That could be for the better or for the worse. If you want something simple and fun, little crazy popcorn movie, go check out Friday the 13th. If you want to see like a hopefully thought-provoking murder mystery with some good character work, that's Scream for you. You know what I mean? It's just 2 different animals, 2 different beasts that are both kind of in the same subgenre of slashers. And I'm hoping that whatever comes next from Scream, it is a little more thought out. We take our time. I know that Marianne Madalena, the executive producer of this franchise, has said that Scream 8 could shoot as soon as this fall. I hope it doesn't shoot until next year, if I'm being completely honest. I hope they just, who is ever writing the script next, I hope takes some fucking time, get some shit figured out, and gives us delivers a really good murder mystery, delivers some really thought-provoking and interesting characters. Just take your time. It's okay. We'll still be here. You know, we will definitely still be here. I promise. Erica Stabs for Likes is throwing out the link to our Patreon. Guys, I just put out a brand new video on the Dexter reaction series. This has been a ton of fun to do, let me tell you. You guys were not wrong. Dexter is a fucking awesome show. I can't believe I've never seen it before. So we are currently going through all the different episodes. Patreon supporters get to see those episodes early. Channel members get to see the episodes early. Patreon supporters get to see the uncut episodes. So just my full reaction to these bad boys, watching them for the first time. So I actually just put together episode 6. That'll be out for channel members tomorrow. Again, uncut version out for Patreon tomorrow as well. Lots of fun stuff coming out, but make sure to check out episode 5, or I should say episodes 1 through 5, before getting into episode 6, which will drop publicly this Thursday. So definitely really excited for that. It is going to be fun. We got a lot of fun, a lot of crazy content on the way. And tomorrow, you know, we're going to be covering a trailer for a really exciting new movie. which is dropping. So I'm definitely excited for that. Some news videos, of course, are coming too. But don't miss out on the Dexter reactions, because these are a blast to make and they're really fun videos. Honestly, my favorite videos to make these days. So go check them out. Erica, thank you so much for sharing the Patreon and Dexter links. Really does mean a lot. Thank you for being here. McDucky is saying 8 cream. I love it. I love that. That's got to be the stylized logo, right? I mean, we had 5 cream. 8 cream almost fits a little better. You can fit a little S in there. You know how they did like the Roman, sorry, words are hard, man. You stumble sometimes. You know how they did the Roman numeral 6, the VI in Scream for Scream 6? You could do like an 8 with an S in it. 8S cream, 8 cream. If we got some graphic designers in the house, I just gave you a crazy idea. Make that happen. McDucky, thank you so much for being a channel member. I greatly appreciate you. Ellie2014 is saying, hi, Jake. Happy Monday. Happy Monday to you, too. Hope you and everyone you know is doing well. That is so kind. Everyone I know. Not just me. Everyone I know. It's amazing, Ellie. Thank you for being with us. We greatly appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out with me on a Monday. We got Gina hanging out with us too, my chunky Jordy. What's up? What's up? Don't forget to send the like button some love, people. I greatly appreciate that, Gina. Thank you. Thank you. Allie is saying, I saw Matthew Lillard in the new season of Daredevil. I'm hearing a lot of people talk about Daredevil. I'm definitely that's a show I want to watch, but I haven't seen the original Daredevil, and I don't know. I don't know too much about Daredevil. I feel like there's a lot of stuff I gotta watch before I get into that, and I'm deep into Dexter. That's what I should call this reaction series. Deep in Dexter. Sounds a little gross though, doesn't it? Rymastani is saying, what did I miss? Just joined the stream. We're talking a little bit about Scream 8. Some new rumors are going around that, and I'm forgetting their names. Is it Lila and Nora Zuckerman? Are allegedly attached to write Scream 8. Not 100% sure if this is true. Now, you might be wondering, Jake, why do you not believe this rumor? It's in the copyright website or whatever. It's filed under a ton of weird production companies that don't seem to exist. I did a bunch of research on it yesterday, and I can't. One of them is Ninja Puppy Productions, which is like not a thing. Well, the other one was El Portal, also not a thing. And the third the third company was something like I'm trying to remember what it was. It was some. You looked it up though, and it was a real estate website. I'm like, there's no mention of Spyglass, no mention of Paramount. I think it's a bunch of smoke and mirrors, guys. But the one interesting thing about it was I liked the idea of getting someone like that. Someone who was kind of, had a loss recently. Big thing with the Zuckermans is that they wrote the pilot for Buffy. And if you just heard me say this 5 minutes ago, I'm sorry, but it is interesting to talk about. The Buffy New Sunnydale pilot did not get picked up by Hulu, and a lot of Buffy fans are really upset about that. Now, here's the interesting thing about that. If you're a writer and that happens to you, that's gotta hurt. And I just know they want to come back and write something amazing that gets picked up. They want that success now. They got that burn and passion inside of them. This is the time to pick somebody like that up for Scream, who is going to deliver an insane product, because they're going to put their heart and soul into it. They're like, whatever happened with Buffy, whether it was the quality wasn't good, maybe they thought there just wasn't like a lack of interest, whatever the case was with that, it doesn't even matter. That didn't happen. So now they're going to be like, I'm putting my full 111% into this. And maybe they'll bring some sort of great energy to Scream that, frankly, the franchise needs. So that to me is really exciting. If that was a possibility, if that's something that is happening, that would be dope. So fingers crossed, hoping it happens. That would be. I'm here for these writers to do it. I'm down. I am personally sold. Joan Sclafani, what's up, Joan? How we doing? Thank you for being a channel member. You're saying I hope they take their time with 8. I agree. I hope they and whoever writes it, whatever ends up happening, if it's these rumors, if it's new people, whatever, I just hope they take their damn time. Figure it out. Don't do a script rewrite, just one person too. Can one person write the script? I feel like we've gotten the best Scream movies whenever just one single individual writes it, their vision. I think that makes the most sense. So let's bring one person in just to give us their vision of a Scream movie, and maybe they're also the director, maybe someone else directs it, whatever, but just a singular writer. I think that's going to make for the best movie. Someone who really knows what they're doing. Kate from Florida is saying, hey, Jake, what's up? What's up? I love that you're using the ghost face emojis. Very cool stuff. What's up, Kate? How we doing? Thanks for being a channel member. Appreciate you. How old were you when you started watching Scream movies? My first Scream movie, Freddie, was Scream 4. I saw that one when it came, like, it was on like TV somewhere, maybe like on, I think it was like the AMC like Fright Marathon or whatever. Like they do like a horror movie marathon, or at least they used to, around September or October, like the following year. I think that it came out. Maybe it was 2011. That was my first introduction to Scream. Interestingly enough, I knew David Arquette from Eight-Legged Freaks. And then I saw like, oh, David Arquette's in this other movie, like the Scream franchise. Oh, I got to check this out. Scream 4 was my first exposure to it. So I saw that movie, went back and watched the other ones, and, you know, just kind of been a Scream fan ever since, which is crazy. So I got into it way late, though. I was not something I saw at a very young age and scared me or anything. So the movies that scared me at a very young age were like Evil Dead. That was the movies my dad showed me, like Evil Dead and Alien, and trying to think what else. Alien versus Predator, Resident Evil movies. Trying to think what like other movies from my childhood that scared the shit out of me. A lot of creature features. My dad and I watched a lot of different creature features when I was younger. But a lot of good stuff there for sure. A lot of great horror movies out in the world. I mean, that's, you know, no brainer. Gory Tiger saying, "What's up? What's up, Gory Tiger? Thanks for keeping that tiger gory. What blood and guts and organs are this tiger covered in today? I'm just curious. You know, what parts does the tiger like to eat? What parts does he like to just flip around in the air?" We're just making up insane scenarios right now. What's up, Peyton? Thank you for the $5 again. Saying, I'm super excited for tomorrow. Not like a Scream is coming out on digital, but because I'm going to see Mario Galaxy. Are you checking out that movie? Are they doing midnight screenings tomorrow? That would be dope. Definitely excited to see that one. I don't know if I'm gonna... I want to go see it in the theaters. So I have a horror story about the first Mario. I went to go see that one because I was trying to kind of branch out, cover some other different movies. No one watches my reviews. My They Will Kill You review got absolutely flopped, as just like I predicted. But please watch my reviews. I think they're fun videos. I stopped making them because no one watches them. Maybe I'm just not very good at reviews, but I think they're fun. I think they're good reviews. I think they're a good time. But I went and saw Mario by myself in a room full of kids, and I was like, this is weird. I should be with somebody else, you know? So I want to go see that, but I want someone else hopefully to come with me, is the goal. So I'm going to try to convince some of my friends or something to go with me, but we'll see. Madison is typically like, you know, she works all day, she doesn't want to go to a movie, she just wants to chill kind of vibes. But I do want to see Mario Galaxy at some point. Maybe I'll take my niece and nephew to go see it or something. Maybe I'll figure that out. I'll give them a call or something. Be like, let's go see Mario. And it's definitely for you guys and not because I want to see it. Guys, I want to see Hoppers so fucking bad. That movie looks great. I love all kinds of movies. I love horror, man, but I love all kinds of movies. I really want to see that. I want to see Project Hail Mary. Heard very good things about it. So many movies are in theaters right now that I just want to go. I could spend a day at the theater right now. So many different crazy movies are out. But Peyton, thank you for the 5. I hope you enjoy that one. It looks like a lot of fun, and I hope it's good. I hope it's a banger. I had a good time with the first one. It was a cool little movie. I feel like we've gotten this switch of video game movies, especially lately. Like, video game movies used to suck. They used to be bottom of the barrel kind of energy, and now here in the 2020s, I feel like that's completely flipped. Again, I don't know if the original Mario is a masterpiece or anything like that, but it's a solid, well-done film, especially compared to some of the old video game movies we used to get that were like kind of sketch. But I'm glad that we've got so many good ones out there. You know, the new Sonic movies, the Last of Us series is phenomenal. I've only seen season 1, and I heard it gets bad in season 2. So if it gets bad, don't tell me. I don't want to know about it. Let me enjoy the greatness of Last of Us season 1. But there's a lot of good video game stuff nowadays. I feel like that's a pretty solid point to make versus where we came from. S White is saying, "Hey Jake, how you holding up?" I'm great, dog. I'm a phenomenal little lad. I'm doing good. How are you? Welcome in, my friend. Thanks for being with us. Joan is saying, I'm looking forward for Scream 7 at midnight tonight. You're going to be watching it late tonight. That's awesome. Enjoy. Have a good time with it. I hope you dig. Erica Stabs for Likes is throwing $2 out there. Thank you for the support. Saying, some of you forgot to hit the like button. Oops. Oops, all my likes gone. Guys, hit the like button. Come on now, make it happen. It would help throw this stream out to other horror fans just like us to come on in here and make it happen. So that would be fun. Be a ton of fun to do. But Erica, thank you for the $2. I greatly appreciate the support. You always send in a super chat to tell people to like the stream. That's so dope. That is super dope. It means a lot to me. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And thank you for supporting the page. Gina is saying, why are scripts put onto a government website? This is a legit thing, actually, in all honesty. You got to copyright stuff like that. Especially when you're working with big studios, when you're working in major franchises like this, IP, whatnot. Everything's got to have copyright on it or something. There's something about it. There's contracts, legal stuff, all that fun mumbo jumbo that we usually don't talk about on these streams because that's really no fun. And frankly, I don't even know if I have too well of an understanding of it all because it sounds like such a complicated process. But I like to talk about the fun creative side of it. What I do know, though, from talking with people who've worked in the industry is that it's a bit of a headache. It's a lot of signing contracts, a lot of figuring things out with legal teams and people and whatnot. I don't know. That's all I know. But I'm pretty, to my knowledge, that's why you would find something like that on a site like that. S. White is saying, what other horror franchises would you want to direct? I would literally do anything to make an Evil Dead movie. That would be the coolest thing ever. I love Evil Dead. It's probably my favorite horror franchise ever. I think we've had 5 entries in that series of just nothing but greatness. Nothing but great stuff in the Evil Dead series. And we got 2 more movies on the way. I am so unbelievably excited. I love the Evil Dead franchise. I want so many more of these movies. And I really want a movie that feels and looks like the original again. Like something that's really grimy, and from maybe even low budget. I really liked Evil Dead Rise. Do not get me wrong when I say this. It's a great movie, but it looked a little too clean. Like I remember my friend, shout out to Wilson Cleveland, who makes like fake trailers or trailers that look like how they used to back in like the 80s or the 90s whenever a franchise came out. He made a trailer for Evil Dead Rise and made it look like the original Evil Dead. And I was just thinking to myself the whole time, I'm like, I would kill for a movie that looked like this. I am going to immediately be drawn to a little more. Like it's immediately creeping me out a little more because of how grimy and nasty and dirty it looks. That original Evil Dead has that energy about it. And I think that, without that, I don't know if that movie would work as well. You got this very tight framing. You have this just disgusting looking set out in the woods. It's very dark and the makeup's all like it looks super low budget, but it kind of there's something about it that it just adds to the atmosphere of that flick. And Evil Dead Rise, it's a great movie. I love it to death. But I feel like it would have been aided by like that grimy texture, that grimy atmosphere that original movie and the sequel and Evil Dead 2. I should be roping Evil Dead 2 into this too. Absolutely have. Those 2 movies are so disgusting to look at, and I love them. I love them so much. So I would love to, if I made an Evil Dead flick, I would want to make, that really claustrophobic feeling, that grimy energy about it. That's what I would want to do. A gross throwback Evil Dead flick, not set in our time period. Fort Misery Gaming is saying, Jake, what are the chances the new writers will reboot Scream, or will they try to Frankenstein another Sydney movie? God, I hope not the latter there. I really hope we get not a reboot, but just a one-shot story. There's nothing stopping us from getting a movie like that. Nothing that would affect the timeline as it stands, but just another movie in universe. In a way, kind of like Scream 6, right? Scream 6 is almost entirely independent from the other movies. Outside of all the references, callbacks, and Gale Weathers being involved, as well as Kirby Reed. But outside of that, you could almost have just said that Scream 6 was kind of its own thing, a little offshoot. That's what I think Scream 8 needs to be. Commit to the offshoot. Do a one-shot story, sort of similar to maybe like Predator Badlands, where here's this story that takes place in the universe far into the future and doesn't really have too much else to do with the other flicks. It's just here's this little story about in the Predator universe and the Alien universe at the same time. And it's great. It's really well done. I think the same thing can happen for Scream. Ever since Scream 6, I feel like the idea of Ghostface has opened up to more than just someone going after Sidney Prescott. That can of worms has been has been cracked. Those worms are out and about. They're eating good. I feel like we need a story with like just a brand new cast of people. Ghostface is coming after them. Simple murder mystery again. Maybe no legacy characters just to aid the murder mystery. No one that's safe. No one that's like, no one who isn't a suspect, right? We haven't had a Scream movie since the first one. There has not been a Scream movie since the first one where everyone in the film could have actually been a suspect. I think to me, that's the problem with some of the most modern Scream movies, is that if we had a Scream movie where it was all a brand new cast of people and anyone in that film could be underneath the mask, you're going to get a better murder mystery. You're going to get a better reveal. You're going to have a better chance at making something really shocking. And I feel like that's something that the fans are craving, especially after 6 and 7, which didn't really deliver on the reveals. So if you want to do something that is, kind of feels different from the last two movies, but is also still continuing the franchise onward, that's how I say you do it. Give us something like that. We got Critical Overlord in the house saying, dang, no blockbuster Scream memories. My parents were not into Scream. I've tried to show them the new movies. They have no interest. But something that is interesting is that they love the Saw franchise. I remember I showed them Saw, like it was Christmas 2023, and we were talking about, what movies to watch. And we were all like, everyone was kind of like, we had watched Christmas Vacation, which was that's our Christmas movie. We always watch Christmas Vacation. And then everyone was like, oh, we want to watch something else. I don't know what. We were kind of going back and forth on a bunch of different Christmas movies. And I was like, I just got the 4K for Saw X. You guys want to pop this in? It's pretty good. And my folks, my dad has seen a lot of horror, but he never was really into the Saw movies. And we pop in Saw X and they're both in love with it. It's so funny that this is brought up because they literally just watched Saw X this past weekend and they called me and they're like, dude, we watched Saw X again. That's like the best horror movie ever. They love it. So they're like, listen, could you bring over your Blu-rays of all the other Saw movies? We want to watch them all. And I'm like, this is so funny. So my mom and my dad, like both of them, are both so into the Saw lore. Like I was telling them about it all weekend. We went and visited them, and I was just telling them about like, oh yeah, Amanda, all this stuff with Amanda and Hoffman. It was the funniest fucking thing. But yeah, my 60-year-old parents, they are invested in the Saw storyline. They need to know what happens, how all that started. It's the funniest thing. So I will give you guys updates on the Saw marathon my parents are about to do. Shout out to Meg and Greg if they're with us. Kate from Florida is throwing $20 out there. Kate, thank you so much for the support. Sorry I was waxing poetic about my parents' Saw obsession lately. But you're saying, was about to turn onto the interstate and got canceled for my night shift tonight? Oh, shit. Hell yes. I mean, I think that's a good thing, right? Like, you don't got to work. That's awesome. Overstaffed, so I'm turning around. I'm a medic in corrections. Oh, my God. That's an awesome job. Very venerable position there. Or profession, I should say. I'm excited to see Scream 7 again, but very bummed about Buffy being canceled. Sad. I'm bummed for all the Buffy fans. I've never seen Buffy. It's a show that hopefully I will watch at some point in the future. But yeah, I'm bummed. It sucked. It was a really shitty update to hear. That it's just like that's not happening anymore. I was really excited. I was like, that's kind of cool. Kind of dope. Sarah Michelle Gellar is killing it right now. I mean, she's in a bunch of really cool stuff. Ready or Not 2 probably being the biggest thing. And I don't know. It just makes me really sad. I love Sarah. So I think I would really like Buffy. Like I said, I've never seen it before, but I'm sure it's good. So many people say it's so good. So I'm going to have to check it out sometime soon. But yeah, Scream 7, and Kate, I'm seeing your message here. It does come to streaming tomorrow. And some people are staying up till midnight, I see, to watch it. But yeah, you'll be able to rent it from home. So you will still have to like pay for it. If you have Paramount Plus, though, it sounds like that's likely going to be on their streaming service in like a month, like sometimes toward the end of April. We don't have an exact release date, but I'm guessing April 28th would be what my guesstimate is. But Kate, thank you so much for the 20. Congratulations on not having to work tonight. I hope you have a chill night, little vibe, watch a good movie, chill the hell out, do your thing. I appreciate you for hanging out with us. I greatly appreciate you. You could always watch The Lethal Collective tonight at 7 too. I'm just saying. It would be fun. It's always fun hanging out with those fellas. Critical Overlord is saying Faces of Death review now, Jake. Critical Overlord, I haven't seen the first Faces of Death, which is actually kind of crazy because I know that it's one of the many movies that inspired the VHS franchise, which I am a huge fan of. I've never seen Faces of Death. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Do they actually use real footage of, people dying? I don't know if I'm into that. That might be a step too far for me. I like some brutal horror. Don't get me wrong, but like I don't want to see like any real shit. Like true crime is even a step too far for me too. Sometimes, man. I'm gonna be honest. Like my shout out to my buddies over at Splattercast. They watch the most disturbing, awful shit out there. I don't know how they can do it. Sometimes it's too much for me. And they're running it. They're making it happen. I like some brutal shit, but you got to have some levity in there, Faces of Death is the real stuff. Yeah, I just don't think I'm going to like that. I don't know. That does not really sound like my cup of tea. That's why I've been avoiding covering it, if I'm being honest. That's why I haven't really, I just have no interest in watching that, I'll be honest. And I don't know what the situation with the new movie is. I can't imagine they're releasing a movie like that in theaters where it's like actual real shit going on. But I don't know. I guess I'm just not interested, which bums me out. The trailer looks good for the new one. Like it actually looks like an interesting movie, but I'm just like, I haven't really seen the first one. I don't know too much about it. I don't know. I guess I'll look into it, but it just does not sound like my cup of tea. Sorry, I'm Cursed is saying I've seen Goat. It was aight, like a 7 out of 10. Okay. I heard Goat was kind of a big hit for Sony, which was interesting. That was kind of like a little surprise hit for them. They didn't think it was going to do that well. So I might check that one out soon. That'd be dope. Darth Kermit is saying, what's up, Darth? How we doing? Y'all like the stream? The button does a cool little thing. It does. It does a really cool thing. I won't tell you what. You got to click the button to find out. It's cool. Jake, did you hear it's looking like Avengers Doomsday is going to be moving to a week earlier away from Dune 3? I think they will command all the screens in December. Horror is going to have a rough month. Yeah, horror never thrives in December, dude. December is a terrible month for horror releases. You don't see a ton of them released that month for that reason. Horror, something I'm noticing about horror is like, I feel like late winter is almost like another October now. Like January, I still have 2 January releases in my top 2 spots of the whole year. Something about January releases in the last couple of years, it's been nuts. I mean, some of the best horror movies of the last couple of years have released in January. It's insane, is what it is. So horror has really dominated like this, like quarter one of the year, but not so much like November or December. I feel like horror kind of blows its load in October now, and then November and December not. Maybe you have some stragglers in November, but December almost nothing to talk about, which is just typically how it goes. Just typically the way it happens, which is interesting. Yo, Dexter, we got a Dexter in the house. Oh, you are in the right place, my friend. You are in the right place. What's up, dude? Wish I knew how to write a script. I'd be the second. It'd be the second best Scream movie. Damn. Dexter's coming in here, a little cocky, very confident. I'm vibing with this, Dexter. How we doing? Did you know I'm watching your show right now? I don't know if you knew that or not. I'm watching a little Dexter action right now, and it's a good show. Tell you what, if you haven't seen it. Samantha Robinson is saying, couldn't agree more, Jake. They need to do away with the Sydney storyline. And, I will say, it bums me out to say that. I love Sydney. She's great. But, man, I am no longer interested in Sidney Prescott stories after Scream 7. It really bums me out to say that. I mean, man, you wouldn't have this franchise without Sidney Prescott's story or legacy or everything that happened with her in those first couple of movies. And now I just feel like they've done the character dirty. Which is a real shame. It's a major shame. And Critical Overlord's even saying it. A Scream movie with a brand new cast. You are canceled for being too logical, Jake. Yep. Yeah, that's how it goes. If you say anything nasty about the legacy characters, an entire side of the fan base will burn your house down, sadly. But I love Scream and I want it to thrive. I don't want it to be the same movie over and over and over again. Some people do, and respect, but I don't see the logic there. I don't understand that. Getting the same movie over and over and over again. You have that movie at home. I have a movie that's a lot like Scream 7 and way better at home. It's called Scream. It's awesome. It's an amazing movie. It's a 10 out of 10. I don't know. I feel like if you want to get back to that energy of the original, you have to do a whole new cast. That's what you have to do. It sucks. It's sad. No legacy. Not as much nostalgia. But I think you have all those pillars of what makes the franchise great. A good murder mystery. Someone's underneath the mask. We're trying to figure out who it is. I'm not even saying to approach it in too different of a style. Just have brand new characters going up against Ghostface. And anyone in that situation, anyone can be Ghostface. No one's safe. When you're looking at your main character and you're like, okay, well, this main character's not Ghostface and the other 6 people around them are Ghostface. That leaves you with 4 other people who might be the killer. It's really easy to figure out who it is. That's the problem with Scream 7. That's kind of the problem with Scream 6. It's a problem with a lot of these Scream sequels, and I just feel like if we got down to a place where it was just whole new cast of characters, anyone could be underneath the mask. Everybody hasn't been a suspect since the original film, and that's a hill I'll die on. It's just not as, edge of your seat, like heart pounding. Who is it? Oh my God, I'm trying to figure out who it is. It's actually kind of a bummer to me that Scream isn't that staple, isn't that lighthouse that other franchises are like drawn to. So many of these other murder mystery horror flicks, especially in this decade, have had better twists than the most recent Scream movies. That's not a good thing, dude. Scream should be the number one, the absolute number one thing that all the other franchises are kind of copying, but that's not really the case, And I think that's a shame. Makes me sad because I think Scream should be the number one. I think that's absolutely where this franchise deserves to be, and that's the legacy that it's left behind. And now some of these new movies, just not really the case, which makes me sad. Freddie is saying, letting you know in Scream movies like all the killers, like in Scream 1 was Stu and what? Letting you know in Scream movies like all the killers, like in Scream 1 was Stu and Billy, and Scream 2 was Mickey. Are you telling me I don't know who the killers are in the first 2 movies? Is that what you're trying to say? I know who the killers are. I've seen those movies quite a few times. In fact, there's videos on this page of me watching those movies. I've seen them. They're good movies. They're great. Darth Kermit is saying, so you showed them the best Saw film and then let them watch all the other ones. I think Saw X is not a good place to start with the franchise, but at the same time, I did not think my parents would show such an interest to the point where they need to go back and watch all the other ones, because that's where they're at now, which is very funny. I really did not think they would be like that invested. Because I think I tried to show my dad Scream 5 and he fell asleep. He just sadly had no interest. But I showed him Saw X and he's just like, he's watched it now multiple times and he's like, dude, I need to watch the rest of these. He's definitely seen the original. I should have said that earlier. He's definitely seen the original Saw, but just not the sequels. So he's like hyped to go through them now. Because I'm like, dude, there's like crazy twists in all those movies. Like almost all of them have a pretty good twist. Sorry, I'm Cursed is saying shout out to all the horror moms. Shout out, baby. That's so real. That's so real of you. I love that. Darth Kermit is saying it's about 50-50 real and fake for Faces of Death. I don't know how I feel about that. New one is a meta slasher spawned from Scream 4. Maybe I'll just check out the new Faces of Death. I don't feel confident talking about it, though, if I haven't seen the original. And I kind of don't have any interest in watching the original, That's my thing. I don't want to see, like, real stuff. I don't know. Not real. I like the fun fake stuff. When it's Art the Clown ripping people to shreds, I know that's fake. I know that's not real. And that's why I can have fun with it. I'm just seeing the real thing. It's like, that's awful. That's just an actual person losing their life. I can't get into that. Not for me. Collarbone YouTube is saying, hey, what's up, Jake? Have you seen the new Scary Movie 6 trailer? The new Scary Movie? Was there another Scary Movie 6 trailer that I missed? Movie 6 trailer. I feel like I would have seen that. I feel like if there's a new one. Was there another one? Am I just not, did I just not know about this? Huh. I am not seeing anything on Paramount's YouTube channel or any of their websites about it, but I don't know. Maybe it's somewhere else. Maybe it's in another place. I have only seen the first Scary Movie trailer, which, by the way, was edited. I have seen the other footage, which was only played in the theater. So I have seen that, and if you know, you know, it's kind of a huge spoiler. I don't even want to talk about it publicly because it's like I've kind of given spoiler warnings whenever I've talked about it in videos. But they kind of gave something huge away in the movie. I feel like the reason they did that though is because it's a scary movie and it doesn't really matter. But I think there's a big gag coming at the end. That's all I'm gonna say. And anyone could guess that about Scary Movie. I mean, come on now. But anyways, let's get back to this. Fort Misery Gaming is saying, I would only want them to continue Sydney if they did a crazy thing and still had Sydney's mom be alive and she's a ghost face. And it's a multi-movie finale to the Sydney story. That's crazy. I would be fine with Sydney showing up for a cameo. There's nothing wrong with that, you know, but I just feel like doing a Sydney-focused movie, Scream 7 just told me there's no gas left in that tank, sadly. And I just feel like Sydney is such a badass character. Let's not diminish who she is with these subpar stories. You know, we've told the Sydney Prescott story. It's done. I feel like there's nothing else that you can really add to it. And that's perfectly okay. That's fine. You know, I feel like we have a great Sydney Prescott story. Let's not ruin that. Let's not tarnish that. We have an excellent fucking story. Screams 1 through 3 and even 4. I think that's a great story. That's an awesome little storyline there. Let's not mess that up. So if Sydney comes back for cameos, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm totally fine with that. I actually think that would be sweet because at least in Scream 5, she's still a badass. You know what I mean? At least there, she's still fucking kicking ass, shooting through doors, taking down one of our ghost faces. It's like, hell yeah, okay. She deserves that, frankly. She deserves that position in the franchise where she's nothing but a badass. So I kind of want to see other characters go through trials and tribulations and, you know, kind of figuring their shit out while also having to deal with the Ghostface killer. Clark? Is that Clark? What's up, Clark? How we doing? What did he think of the other Saws? They have not watched the other Saw movies yet. I'm gonna bring the other my Blu-rays over, and hopefully we're gonna watch some of the other ones. But yeah, absolutely, we are gonna watch so I know my dad liked the first Saw. He just never saw the sequels because we actually brought that up in our conversation this weekend. He was saying, oh, that twist at the end was crazy. And I'm like, dude, you got to watch the other movies. Like 2 and 3 especially have like insane twists, like things where I'm just like, this is the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life. Like what? The 3 twist like hurts. 4 and 5 make it a little better. But dude, the ending of 3 is like, this is the darkest shit Jigsaw's ever done. Oh my God, he's a monster. But I love it, man. The Saw movies, they're so much fun. Those first like 6 movies, even kind of 3D, kind of, they all just deliver on what they just deliver on what you're hoping for. You know, you get some great traps, you get some great character development, especially with our killers. And it's just, here's this next chapter in this crazy ongoing soap opera inspired story. And it's a lot of fun, man. I can't think of another franchise that went on for that long in succession with pretty damn good quality. I mean, I know everyone hates Saw 5. Honestly, I rewatched that one recently. Me and the Night Watch Zone have been talking about it. It's a great movie, dude. It's a really good movie. It's lesser than some of the other Saws, that's for sure. But I still really like Saw 5, dude. It's got some annoying people in the traps, but I really like it. I don't know. Yo, Isaac, how we doing, man? Isaac Halverson, thanks for hanging out with us today. I think it was a little teaser on shorts. I think it was a little, for scary movies. Is that what you're talking about? There's a little like... So, you know, the one thing I have seen, and maybe this is what you're talking about regarding Scary Movie, I have seen Marlon Wayans post a ton of things, if it's like behind the scenes photos or, you know, videos he's made with the cast. Maybe that's what you're talking about. I don't know. I've seen a ton of that other stuff. Maybe I'll do a full video just kind of breaking down some of those small things at some point in the week. I did get to talk a little bit about it. It's been stuff where I've seen it and it's like, oh, that's really fun, but I don't know if it's really lended itself to a big conversation about the movie, which is why I really haven't talked about it. You know, the one big thing that they've done, which stands out to me, which again, I thought this was cool, but not something I would bring up in a video, is that they recreated the Nike commercial that they parodied in Scary Movie 2. They kind of recreated that with the cast now, versus like almost what, 20 something years ago. So I thought that was cool. You know, it's a really cool thing. I don't know if I'm gonna bring that up in a video. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's something. It's cool. It's dope as fuck. And I was like, okay, yeah, sick. I think they're doing a really good job marketing this movie too. So maybe that lends itself to that conversation. They're doing a lot of great references to the past in the marketing. And getting us hyped up for this. So there is that, you know, but maybe I'll go through all that and see if there's any new footage or something. Collarbone YouTube is saying it's not on Paramount's channel. I can say the channel it's on. The channel is called AD Edits. I know it sounds fake. It sounds fake, dude. But it looks legit and not like AI at all. AD Edits. Okay, well, hey, listen, we'll look this up. AD Edits. I'm curious. I'm curious. I have to know now. Scary Movie 6 new trailer Terrifier. Okay, and on the picture they have actual Art the Clown though. Oh, this is like, okay, wait, I have seen this. This was like a little TV spot or something that they did. I don't think there's any new footage here. Oh, no, I know what this is. This is they posted this clip. Yeah. They posted this clip as a way to say like, hey, here's the ending that was cut from the theaters. Yeah, that's the big new thing right at the end. Okay, I have seen that. And you know, I wrote it off because it's the ending that I was just telling you guys about. That's like, it's a little spoilery there. Like, if you look closely at that end sequence, it's like, oh, I think I know how this movie's gonna wrap up now, which is crazy. No, I've seen that. Where has, I think Marlon Wayans posted that on Instagram or something. I have seen that. But yeah, I don't want to say too much about it. I don't want to spoil anything if you guys don't want spoilers for that movie. Nicholas Brady is saying, yo, Jakey, Jake, how we doing, Nicholas? How we doing? You should check out that movie, Double Blind. I think you'd really enjoy that one. Double Blind. Not just blind once, you are blind twice. So not only can you not see, you can actually see again if you go double blind. You can just see now again. For Misery Gaming is saying, so do you think if they try to continue another Sydney story as the main on her or Tatum, the franchise will die? No, the franchise won't die. Are you kidding me? Nostalgia clearly works. People will show up for nostalgia, man. But I think if we want another quality Scream movie, they got to move on to something else. That's what I'll say. Bad reviews, I don't even think matters anymore, man. Jurassic World Rebirth, which I actually kind of liked. I personally enjoyed that movie, but maybe it's the nostalgia of how much I like Jurassic Park 3, which that movie is very clearly trying to emulate. Maybe that's why I like it so much. I feel like, you know, that movie got pretty review bombed, and guess what? They're making another Jurassic Park movie, you know? So as long as the money is rolling, they're going to just keep making these flicks. Erica is throwing $2 out there saying we're making it at least halfway to the goal. Well, it seems like that's the case, as our goal for the night is coming to a close. But I do appreciate everyone who sent in a super chat. It really does help the page out quite a bit. Helps keep the lights on. So I do appreciate you all a ton. Thank you for the support tonight. And Erica, thank you for the $2. Really does mean a lot to me. So it's no worries. We'll be live again very soon here. To talk Lethal Collective. I'm gonna hang out for at least another 30 minutes before we go live with Night and Fate. But yeah, I am excited. I'm excited. We got a lot of fun stuff to talk about and break down with them. Critical Overlord saying the problem is this idea of what should happen versus what is going to happen. Scream should end with Sydney doesn't hold much weight when the rights holders don't plan on ending it. And that's a very, very, very good thing to say, because I think a lot of people are looking at Scream 7 as like, oh, that's the last one. No, it's not. Scream is never going to die. Scream is a franchise that, especially after 5 came out and there's been so much excitement about it, people are going to just keep showing up to these things. Look at the trend. I mean, Scream 5, made a ton of money. Scream 6 made even more money. Scream 7 made even more money. It's just, it's looking good. It's looking good for Scream right now, even though the reviews have been bad for Scream 7. It doesn't matter. You make a Scream film, people are going to show up for it. Now, if the studio was smart, they would make a Scream film, Scream 8 specifically, with a lower budget. Maybe go back to Scream 5's budget at $25 million. Get some younger cast members to kind of be the focal point. Do like a restart in a way. Don't pay your lead. You know, it's great that Sidney Prescott, it's great that Neve Campbell got paid $7 million. I think that's awesome, but I think you have to have just a cheaper lead, someone who's up and coming, someone who's, again, younger cast. It makes more sense to make that $25, maybe $20 million Scream movie next. After the bad reviews, less people are going to show up for this next one. Scream 8, no matter what it is, it's not going to make $200 million. I promise you that. It's not going to make more money than Scream 7 either. I'm not a betting man, but if I was, I'd bet on that. So I imagine the next one is going to be a smaller budget thing. It's going to be kind of more back to basics, brand new cast. Maybe some legacy characters show up, to help whoever our new cast of characters are. That's my guess. I think that makes the most sense. But Scream 8 will happen. The money train is rolling, dude, and whatever the next one is going to make money. That's for sure. That is absolutely for sure. Clark is saying Saw is always enjoyable. Saw 6 is very underrated. Saw 6 is like my favorite one, dude. I think Saw 6 might be my favorite Saw. There's so many great movies in that franchise. I truthfully love almost all of them. Like Jigsaw is the only one that I'm kind of like, this was kind of just okay. Even Spiral, I just watched Spiral the other day. Like I was having coffee, kind of writing some stuff, and I'm just passively watching Spiral in the background. I'm like, this is a good movie, man. The twist is whatever, but I love Spiral, man. I think it's fun. I truthfully, there's no other 10 movie franchise where I like pretty much all the movies. I can't think of another one. I really can't. I mean, even Friday the 13th has like hits and misses, I love Friday the 13th, man, but not all those movies hit for me. Some of them are, they're just kind of okay. But Saw is the closest thing I think we have to a perfect 10 movie trilogy. It's not easy to do, man. 10 movies with different creatives, different writers, all different kinds of crazy situations through different time periods. That is, again, just not an easy thing to do. It's impressive. It's impressive for what it is. What's your favorite Ghostface quote? Oh, I already know what I'm going to say. I love this one, though. Mine is from Scream 2 when he calls Randy and says, "Have you ever felt the knife cut through human flesh and scrape the bone beneath?" Great line. My absolute favorite, though, comes from Scream 4. Roger L. Jackson says, "I'm going to slit your eyelids so that you don't blink when I stab you in the face." That is the craziest, dude, that makes me, I want to jump up and down every time I hear that. That's so fucking nuts. What? Huh? Roger was cooking with Scream 4, man. Honestly, Scream 2, Scream 4, Scream 5. I feel like Roger has his best, those movies, Roger has some of his best lines. Scream 1's great, don't get me wrong, but I feel like Roger's still figuring out the Ghostface persona a little bit, I mean, obviously that opening scene's iconic, don't get me wrong, but I feel like where we get some of the most sinister Ghostface lines, those are in some of the sequels, baby. So, do love me. Roger L. Jackson, man, I just, you can't do a Scream movie where he's not doing most of the dialogue. It's crazy to not have him do the majority of it. Dave Sim is saying, "Fuck, am I late? Big Daddy Jake, what's up, Big Daddy Dave? I thought you'd go live at 7. I usually do. I was talking a bit about it at the top of the stream. I really want to try to start going live at 5, and maybe go until 7 or 8. That would be nice. I'm really trying to fix my sleep schedule because I only get 5 or 6 hours of sleep at night. I wake up at 6 every single morning, and I'm getting to the point where I'm like, maybe I got to get 8 hours of sleep to fully feel recharged. So I'm hoping to start going live at 5, maybe go until 7 or 8 in the future. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I can make that happen or not. It might be too big of a shift. Some folks will be like, I don't know about that. I don't know if I can do that. We were doing 3 o'clock streams for a while, and just nobody was showing up, and I was like, oh man, I really want to do at least a little earlier so I can get to bed at a more decent time. I have to wake up very early because of when my fiance goes to work, and I have not been able to get too much sleep in the last couple of months. So I'm really hoping to make at least get a little, maybe an extra hour or something in the week. That'd be nice. I can't complain. Life is great. But yeah, if we could stream maybe at least just an hour earlier, Because I think Erica was saying 6. I think 6 to 8 I could absolutely do. Maybe we make that happen. Maybe that's not too early. Critical Overlord saying Jake Jeepers 5 is warming up. Is it actually, or like, are they still just in legal hell? Like, I kind of gave up. Like, you're killing it with the Jeepers Creepers updates. I just kind of am like, I don't even. I don't even care about covering it anymore because Reborn was so bad. Obviously, the same people aren't doing it. I know that. But man, I have so little faith in Jeepers Creepers at this point. But I don't know. What do you think? What are your thoughts? Are you excited for 5? I mean, you're like you are the guy to go to for the Jeepers Creepers 5 news. So let me know your thoughts. I'm curious what you're thinking about it. Collarbone YouTube is also saying awesome quote. Thank you so much. I appreciate that's my favorite. Such a good one. Freddie is saying in Scream 2, Nancy Loomis killed Randy Bro for some reason. I think just because Randy was talking shit about Billy. Randy starts talking about Billy being a mama's boy and Nancy's not having it. She just goes after him. It's awesome. Debatable is saying, did you see the behind the scenes they released of filming Matthew Lillard scenes? Was pretty cool to see him not just on a phone. Yeah, I saw that little featurette that just came out. That was fun. It's cool. I'm glad that Matthew got a paycheck for a Scream movie again. That makes me happy. Dude deserves more love. I think that Quentin Tarantino quote was really damning and kind of for no reason. It's just really weird and bizarre. And I just feel bad. I think it has had weirdly, it's had some good repercussions for Matthew Lillard. Like, I feel like a lot of people have came to his aid after all that happened. And frankly, Matthew Lillard is in fucking everything right now. Like, there's an argument to be made that, his career is booming now more than ever. And I think a lot of that is just simply good faith. He's been just such the coolest guy at these cons, and people have had nothing but good things to say about him. And word of mouth, it spreads far and wide, dude. I mean, if you do some really cool shit, people are going to talk about you. And I think we live in this world nowadays where people are so invested in getting, if I do something controversial, people will talk about it and then I'll blow up or whatever. Matthew Lillard has done the opposite of that. And that's just because he's a great guy. He's just a super kind dude. He put the work in, put the years of being like super kind to people, and now his career is booming because of it. And he deserves every single moment of it, frankly. Because man, he's always on. I actually, weirdly enough, I remember standing in line 2 hours to meet the guy multiple times. And, you'll hear people saying like, oh my God, this wait's taking forever, whatever. I kind of love it. I kind of love the wait for Matthew Lillard's line because you get to hear him interact with a bunch of other people. He is on the whole time. I mean, he is on. Energy high, just giving everybody everything he's got in that moment. He must snore when he goes home, dude, because I mean, he is just giving you 110%. The 2 times I've met him, he has just given us such a great conversation. The first time I was such a dork and asked him about some of his movies and just like, dude, like, I love this movie that you were in. I couldn't help myself, like just total fanboying. But the second time I was a little cooler. At least I tried to be. And we jokingly referenced something extremely obscure that he was in. And he told us to go get help. He said, go to therapy. You guys need help. And I thought that was really funny. So Matthew is he's one of those dudes, just a ton of good faith, ton of kindness, nothing but good vibes from him. And I love him to death. So he deserves all of this love, all of this work and everything good that is coming his way. JJ is throwing $2 out there. JJ, thank you for the love, my friend. Really appreciate the support. You're saying Scream 8 and 9. What new cast excites you? Ditch Legacies? ? Like I said earlier, I don't mind doing some cameos. If Sidney Prescott wants to come in at the end and help our new cast save the day, I'm down for it. Rock on. If Gail Weathers wants to cover the story from the sidelines, I'm down for it. That could be fun. Nothing wrong with that. But I think having these characters actively involved too closely in the murder mystery, that to me is where we've detracted story-wise from a lot of these most recent entries. Obviously, it's not Gale. Obviously, it's not Dewey. Obviously, it's not Sydney. Obviously, it's not literally anybody who's come back from other movies. That's just never going to happen. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, maybe in the past it could have worked. You know, I just made a video recently talking about if Gale Weathers could have been the killer in Scream 2, and that would have been interesting. You couldn't make that movie now. It wouldn't make sense after everything that's happened. Especially setting up that Gale is having some of the similar health problems that Dewey was in Scream 5 now. It's just, that's never going to happen now. Which in a way is kind of sad because I think it would be cool, but I don't want to see legacy characters become killers. But I really think, I think the way to go moving forward is focus 95% on a new cast of characters. And I've pitched this before, and I'll say it again. You know, Paramount loves to work with the same people. We've seen that with Scream 7. I mean, Isabel May. It's no wonder that she was the kind of the new-ish young face of the franchise here in Scream 7. She's a very big part of the Yellowstone spinoff, like 1888, or I can't remember what it's called in particular. Haven't seen it. But Isabel May is, actively involved with a lot of other Paramount projects. Now, another Paramount project that is a more horror thing that I personally love is School Spirits. Really solid show. I have not seen season 3, so no spoilers. But seasons 1 and 2, surprisingly really good. And honestly, I'm not even really crazy about a lot of shows like that, but this was solid. And you know what makes it great? The cast, baby. So, frankly, if we were in a perfect world where things just happen the way that that I would like them to, which, God, that makes me sound egotistical, but if we lived in a perfect world, they would get the cast of School Spirits almost entirely to be the cast of a new Scream movie, because these kids are fucking talented. And I say that, but they're like my age. They're like in their 20s. Peyton List, trying to remember the rest of that. Milo Manheim, who's also in Thanksgiving. You know, he's no stranger to working with Spyglass, Paramount, all that stuff. There's like 2 other people from the show that are like huge standouts, and I can't remember their names because I always forget. But this cast, so good, man. Sarah Yarkin, who was in Happy Death Day, she's a great character. Probably my favorite character she's ever played is in School Spirits. Spencer McPherson, crazy talented. Would love to see him in more stuff. Just this whole cast, man. Get them in in one of these movies. I think it would be great. That would be awesome. Peyton List, Final Girl worthy, I think, as an actress. Would love to see that happen. So I can't stress that enough. Would love to see a brand new cast of characters. If you want to go back to high school, that's fine. Just go somewhere else. Go somewhere we haven't been before. New high school, new characters, brand new setup. Sydney comes in last minute because she's like, fuck Ghostface. We're going to stomp on his balls. That kind of energy. Because you gotta, at this point, I've accepted the fact that Scream is always gonna have some sort of nostalgic element to it. That's just what this franchise is. So if you gotta have Sydney in there to save the day somehow, whatever. But as long as you just focus enough on your main characters, you've written in some good characters that aren't just same old, just run of the mill. If you're going to do high school students again, give us high school students that we haven't seen before. New kinds of characters, right? New kinds of people coming into this franchise. We don't need Billy Loomis's daughter. We don't need all these connections to the past. They can just be brand new characters, and someone in their friend group has decided to don the mask and start killing everybody. And we got to figure out who it is. That's all we need. That's all we need for a good Scream movie, man. Collarbone is saying, new line unlocked. I could be your art if you could be my Vicky. Never using this in my entire life. Maybe don't. But, if whoever you ask likes it, they're the one. Chris Schober is saying, hey, I can't read, Chris. I'm so sorry. Hey, what's your thoughts on Stu? Do you think he will be back in Scream 8? Wow, I fucking thank God I'm not up on a stage or something. I'd just be embarrassing myself. Thank God I'm not live to the internet right now. Be embarrassing myself. Anyways, Chris, I honestly, I hope so at this point. I feel like a lot of the Stu fans got robbed in this new movie. If you were going to make this whole movie about nostalgia in the first place, you should have just brought Stu back. You care about the whole argument was, well, I don't know if it would have been logical for Stu to come back is what we were hearing about the film, but it's like, it didn't make any sense that a mom killed her own kid in this movie. That doesn't make with her motive, it does not make a lick of sense. There's so many things about this movie that don't make sense. Why did Sydney not run back and get the keys to get to the car? That doesn't make that. Sydney would never make that decision in real time. That's insane. Running down the street is faster than going back and getting your keys and getting in the car. What? I don't know. Like, we're concerned about logic when you put out this. That's crazy to me. I don't know. I just feel like if there's anything you can throw logic out the window for, especially in Scream 7's case, a movie that is completely solely focused on making a nostalgic callback movie to everything that's come before in the past, who cares about the logic of bringing a dead killer back at that point? If you're going to throw out every other pillar of Scream just to make the nostalgic movie, come on now. Come on now. Why is that your biggest concern? I think that's crazy to me. But frankly, I just hope that Stu comes back because I think y'all got robbed. I know how excited I was when I saw the opening of Scream 6 and, you know, my favorite fan theory came to life, finally seeing things from Ghostface's perspective. That should have been all of you. Opening night for Scream 7. That should have been what it was, especially if we're just like, that's where the franchise is now. That's what we're doing. That's what we should have done. I think that would have been dope. But it felt like a trick. It didn't feel like a fun, like, oh, you know, Drew Barrymore's the star of this, but we killed her and now the movie's doing something else. It didn't feel like that. It didn't feel fun. It just felt mean-spirited. It felt like a trick is what it was. And it just wasn't like a shock or a surprise. Freddie's asking how long have I been doing YouTube? It's been like years ago. It'll be 7 years in September. I've been on YouTube, which is fun. So I'm excited to celebrate that milestone here in, you know, kind of like little bit, 6 months or so. Hopefully we can, I want to hit 40K sometime soon though. So hopefully we can do that soon too. So please make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. That'd be dope. Be really freaking dope. Debatable is saying same. See you all. Nice hanging out with y'all. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for being with us. Mr. Nestle Crunch, what's up, dude? How we doing? They should make a Scream Family Guy version, and the killers should be Bonnie and Kevin. It should be just constant cutaway gags and nothing else. This reminds me of the time in Scream 2. You know, just that over and over again. No, totally, no, not that at all. My God. Well, guys, something else I want to throw out there is we're going to be covering the Backrooms trailer tomorrow, which we're going to brand new trailer. We got some really interesting looking new posters today. Some really claustrophobic looking trailers too. They're like, I don't know, the way that they're framed, it feels very suffocating. Kind of love them. Kind of love the way that they were looking. So definitely really excited to see whatever this new trailer is. The first little teaser we got, if you haven't seen it already, it's a little more of a tease of a concept. You have one of your actors in the flick kind of doing narration over it, talking a little bit about the concept of the Backrooms, which I thought was cool. It's very thought-provoking. But we don't really see a whole lot of the film itself. We're seeing like the Backrooms doing what it does, which is remembering a room and remembering it a little less every single time, which I thought was interesting. So I'm definitely excited to see what we end up getting with this new trailer that comes out tomorrow. Hopefully more of actual footage from the film. I kind of doubt that first teaser was that. You know, I kind of don't think that first teaser was that energy, but I am definitely excited to see what this new trailer is gonna bring tomorrow. What kind of new footage is gonna be in it? So we'll be covering that tomorrow. I know we had some interesting little updates today that I'll probably cover in a big video later on in the, like probably Wednesday is gonna be my guess. We'll do a big collection of news stories video. But yeah, tomorrow I really want to hone in on the Backrooms. See what we can do talking about all that. I'm really excited for this trailer. So I think that's going to be fun. I think that's going to be a good time. Definitely check it out. Freddie's saying I've been watching movies since I was a kid. Long time ago, bro. I mean, yeah, me too. I've been watching movies my whole life. First movie I saw in theaters was Shrek, which I kind of remember it a little bit. I was very, very, very young. I love Shrek, though. It's a great movie. I think it still holds up. Still holds up today. Not every movie does, but some do. And I think that's one of them, for sure. Love me some Shrek. I'm trying to think the first horror movie I saw in theaters, like genuinely. I remember seeing War of the Worlds in theaters, like, way too young. And, like, that movie's not that scary now, but, like, as a very little kid, that scared the shit out of me. Especially all the robots, like, you know, picking up Tom Cruise and his family and dropping them into that machine or whatever where it's like sucking all the people up. Ugh. Scared the crap out of me as a kid, dude. I didn't sleep for a week. Drag Me to Hell was one that scared the heck out of me. I remember that was brutal. I saw that at the drive-in and I didn't sleep for like a week. It was awesome. So I think, you know, being so traumatized as a kid by horror movies, now I just love being scared as an adult. It's always a good time. It's always great. Erica saying, check out Jake's Dexter Season 1, Episode 5 reaction. Yes, definitely. Please go check those out. Some really fun videos over there. Really excited to get into more of those in the future. We have Episode 5 that just released publicly on the page today, which is a lot of fun. Give it a watch. And then Episode 6 drops this Thursday. So lots of good stuff coming. Lots of good stuff coming. 2 new episodes of Dexter a week. Ain't that exciting? Well, guys, I'm going to be signing off, but definitely check out the Lethal Collective tonight at 7 o'clock. That is in less than an hour, 40 minutes from right now. That's going to be over on the Night Watch Zones page. We're all going to be talking a little bit about Scream and just horror updates in general, so make sure to stop on by. Guys, so much love to you all. Thank you for being with us tonight. We'll be live again tomorrow, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye.